wa ardhi, mlango wa kulima kuwa mshindi. Kuwa na uhakika sasa, kukulea mustakabali wa baadaye. Tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja, kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu la Farm Kenya.
Yes, very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Farm Kenya show. I'm Noakip Kimboy and today we are focusing on pig farming. Quite an interesting venture that you've seen, and at one point or another you've thought, how do I get myself into pig farming? What are the dangers? What are the benefits? What are the precautions that I need to take before I go knees deep into pig farming? And what a better way to do this than to talk to the people in the game. Today we are in Kiserian at Unk Pig Farm, and it's run by Kiran Moreka, who is the proprietor of this particular farm. Kiran, welcome to the Farm Kenya show.
Thank you.
I mean, how did you land, what made the decision that I'm going to be a pig farm?
So basically, it just took more time and research. And after finding out the high demand in pork in Kenya, I decided to move to Kenya to, start my own farm. And so far, it's been good. Like I said, the demand of pork is really high. And pork being like one of the most eaten meat worldwide. So I just took that chance, and here I am.
Oh, that's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Most of the times we're told that we get into something, but we need to do prior research, as you rightly put it. Because some people go, there is a certain excitement, especially when you hear the price of pork and the returns which people are making. It can be sort of an incentive. So talk to me about the kind of research that you did. What were you considering? What were you looking at prior to getting into this?
So I was considering the cost of piglets, being $10, which is about almost like 1,200 to 2,000 Kenyan shillings. And then the amount of food the intake of food they'll take for the piglet to reach a certain weight. And so costly the food prices, veterinary prices, and then obviously the amount of profit I've been making once they hit the market. So those are the key things that I took so serious when I was doing my research on the reasons why I became a pig farmer.
Okay. So after doing your research, for starters, because you have to sort of put an initial investment to activate the farm, you need space, you need structures. Talk to me about that particular process.
So basically, I decided first thing first is purchasing land, and then it's a lot of ups and downs in finding the right person to buy land from. So once I found that right person, I decided to buy the 6 acres and started slowly. But my whole plan in the next few months is to, obviously make a bigger project and do the same house again. And yeah, that's about it.
All right. So you have to find land is very critical.
Very.
Amenities around prior to setting up, because I see pigs need a very clean environment.
For sure. So
I'm thinking about water supply. Talk to me about setting up these structures and what considerations you were making.
So setting up the structure, I chose Kiserian because obviously the weather. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. And then the structure cost me about 800,000 Kenyan shillings. And then getting a good worker just to keep the area clean. I mean, we do the best we can to kind of keep the environment clean, which kind of reduces the piglets being sick.
Okay.
And the cleaner the area, the more you don't have to worry about veterinary prices.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you set up your structures. You're ready to go.
Yeah,
now
ready.
you need to get your first consignment. Somebody who's never been in the game of pig farming, what do you need to look out for when you're starting? Are you starting with an expectant one so that you can get the young ones and raise them? Are you getting younger pigs? What goes into that?
I think first things first is getting a good breed. That's the number one thing. Making sure you got a good breed, and that's what I did first. After doing my research, I just felt like getting a good breed for farmers
It's okay.
around the area, and then from there we can look into here we go.
Yeah, so getting the right breed is important.
Very
and
important.
I don't know, might you know the determination? What determines what type of breed you're picking for your farm?
Okay, so landrace is a good breed. The reason why I chose landrace is because the expectancy in giving birth. They usually give birth to like 15 to 20 piglets, which is a good number of piglets per pig, considering I'm in business, and I want the more pigs you have, the more money you have. So that's the reason why I chose landrace.
Okay.
Yeah.
So productivity is very, very important for
Very
you.
important. Yes.
So once you got your breed right, you have the setup, the structures. What was there a contrast of some sort from your research vis-a-vis the actual? You know, in Kenya we say kwa ground vitu ni different sometimes.
For sure.
So you do your research, this how pig farming is handled, and when it comes to the actual farming of the pigs, you find slight difference. Was there a contrast in your experience, and what were these contrasts?
Yeah. So the number one contrast in my experience was the cost of meat per kg, pork per kg. During my research, I found out that 1 kg is supposed to be like 500 shillings per kg. So obviously, the more kgs your pig weighs, the more money you make. And then, once you're on the ground, like you said, it's different. It's different. Like you might find people giving you 300 shillings per kg, which is a loss. Because in my mental, I have the 500 to 600 per kg.
Okay.
So that's the number one thing. The second one is veterinary prices, vet prices. They might overcharge you more if you don't know what you're talking about. And just coming from the States and coming to Kenya, I think a lot of people took advantage of the fact that I wasn't knowledgeable about the cost, the prices for vet prices.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you've spoken about veterinary services, because when it comes to farm handling, it is absolutely important to make sure that the environment is clean for the pigs to thrive. In your farm, what are the practices that you've instituted here to make sure that your pigs are safe and are healthy before they leave for market?
Okay, well, cleanliness, keeping the environment clean. We clean 4 times a day. And that's why we kind of avoid sicknesses and minor issues with the pigs being sick. So keeping the area clean is number one. Avoiding a lot of people coming in. This is my first time having you guys come in and do the interview in here. So I don't really like people coming into the farm.
Okay.
Try to keep it, a no-zone area, which helps out a lot.
All right. I mean, when it comes to medicating the pigs, yeah, you mentioned that was one of the cost elements that was a little bit of a shocker. Initially, you can be taken advantage of if you're not very familiar with the local market.
Yeah.
When it comes to medicating the pigs and making sure that they are safe, why is that critical? How often is it handled? Take me through. For somebody who's coming, how frequent are we talking about when it comes to making sure that your pigs are well taken care of? So
for piglets, you have to vaccinate them every 2 months.
Okay.
And the number one vaccine is to deworm them. So basically, you're moving them from one farm to another. You have to deworm them, which kind of keeps them healthy, and the type of the food they consume makes them grow faster.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Okay. So deworming is very, very important. Also, so when you are coming in, you really have to be sensitive.
Yeah.
You have to clean your feet right there. What are the risks associated with people coming inside here prior to proper health check?
Just coming from, I don't really know where people come from, so I just know walking around, you might bring diseases from another farm or just on the road walking around, and
Yes,
which can be keep my pigs at risk. So that's why anytime you come in, you have to sterilize your shoes and for safety of the pigs.
okay.
Because imagine one pig gets sick, all of them get sick. Yeah, so that's why we try to keep our feet clean coming in and leaving.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about your output, because while we were chatting, you told me your farm has to be active at all times, so that you're churning product throughout, in season and out of season, if at all there is something like that. Talk to me about how you space to ensure that there is productivity throughout.
Yeah, so the way I go about it is just having different ages in different sections of the farm. So right here we're sitting at a 3-month-old pigs, and I might have 2 months old, elsewhere, and obviously I'm expecting some piglets in the next less than a month. So having different age groups kind of keeps you in the game, and you'll be hitting the market.
Okay.
It'll be more frequent. Instead of having too many gaps in between, so you have to,
Okay.
space it out a little bit.
All right. That's very, very important, spacing. And when it comes to achieving the maximum weight, because I've realized when it comes to pigs, it's about weight.
It is.
How do you hit your targets? How do you ensure that you are getting the maximum weight at the proposed time? And what are we looking at for a proper mature pig that is going out of the market from Oink Oink Farm?
Okay, so here at Oink Oink Farm, we usually try to aim at 100 kgs within 5 months. 100 kgs to 120 kgs within 5 months. And the way we go about it is just making sure the pigs eat their full. Like older pigs, like at 4 months, they're eating 3 kgs per day. So that's 1.5 in the morning and 1.5 in the evening. And then in between, we might give them vegetables, like carrots, spinach, cabbage, and all sorts of things just to keep them full. Yeah, that's how we go about it, to keep that, the 120 to 120 kgs in 5 months.
Within 5 months?
Yeah, within 5 months.
Okay. And I know the pricing, when I told you about the contrast, when you're doing your research vis-a-vis what is happening on the ground, overall, what is for 100 kg for the Kenyan market when it comes to pork? And I know now we've jumped to the market, but we'll revert a little bit to it. Is there also a contrast that you sort of saw with once you achieve that weight within 5 months?
Yeah, so my whole goal was, aiming at 600 kgs per 600 shillings per kg.
Okay.
So if a pig is 100 kgs, I was expecting like the low is 60,000 per kg per pig. And then, like I said, once I'm on the ground now, I'm finding out it's like 300 to 400 kg, 400 shillings per kg. I had to venture out and kind of find a way to make more profit for my pigs, which was, open my own butchery.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can capitalize and get all the profits.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that, especially when it comes to the market and the market dynamics.
Okay.
Within the farm itself, there is a certain element of I can see that there's the spacing to make sure that you're producing throughout. There is also the element of collaboration, because I see you really have to get people who know how to handle farm work and do it properly. Is that normally a challenge, especially as a new farmer? You're coming into a market and you can't do everything by yourself. Did you have to train? Did you have to market linkages so that you get proper people to help you sort of handle the farm?
I mean, most of the time, the way I went about it was just finding somebody that has experience. And then, once they come in, I have to see their work ethic. How much time are they putting into cleaning up? How much time are they putting into just making sure the pigs are healthy? And then after that, with the knowledge that I have, we was able to exchange knowledge. You know, I learned from him and vice versa, you know. So when they come down to like veterinary prices, like now I have the knowledge and I'm licensed to do veterinary services. So I don't really spend too much on the cost of vets, you know. But as far as the worker, like I usually bring them in and just see how they, you know, their work ethic and how they work.
Okay.
And then from there, you know, you just kind of believe and have faith that, you know, he'll do the best you can to keep the farm running.
I mean, I'm looking, you are a first-time pig farmer, and you've done pretty well, and lots of challenges. I mean, just from your experience that you've garnered, what do you think are some of the biggest mistakes that first-time farmers coming into pig farming sort of make?
The big mistake people make is just buying random pigs from different farmers. Not doing enough research and knowing what breeds are good for giving birth, what breeds are good for the quality of meat, you know. All that, it's a big factor that some people have to make. And I know a lot of people made mistakes. I made some mistakes too as well when I first started. But it's like you learn as you go.
Okay.
Learn as you go, and I'm fortunate enough that with the time that I put in my research, I didn't really endure too many bad experiences.
Okay. When it comes to handling the pigs themselves, I see you said how old are these ones?
These are 3 months old.
3 months old.
3 months old.
How do you mark the development of your piglets to make sure that they are on the right trajectory?
See, I have a chart and I also have a weight scale as well. So every week I usually weigh them to see the amount of kgs they've gained per week. And then with that being said, that's how I usually keep track on what's going on, the food intake, if it's really working out to my weight. So I weigh them weekly, and then obviously I feed them as it's supposed to be fed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you have a weighing scale and you have to keep the records weekly.
Correct.
And that brings me to the issue of record keeping. It seems to be one of the most critical pieces when you're running a pig farming business. How has that impacted? Because some people, you know, they move by faith. The pigs are alive, we are taking care of them. By this month, we should be ready to enter the market. Record keeping, how critical is that when it comes to running the business?
I mean, it's all about number games. Everything is numbers, and if you are a farmer and if you're new to farming, the most important thing is to know where your money is going, how much you're spending, and your products, how are they doing, you know? If you have pigs that are not gaining weight, like I said, the most important thing is to make sure you have the right breed. So if you have the wrong breed, you might not see a huge increase in weight per pig.
Okay.
So what I do is I do the best I can to keep records and watch them. Every week I have to look through them and see what pig gained this amount of weight, and then from there I can either move them out if you're not gaining as much weight as other ones. I separate them and put them elsewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So when separation happens, does it mean special focus on making sure that they catch up, or what's the purpose?
Yeah, make sure that they catch up, because that tells me that the other pigs are eating more food than the other ones. So in order for the other ones to keep up, you have to put them in a group where they're all the same size, the same weight. So they can all hit the 100 kgs to 120 every 5 months.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about feed. How costly is feed, and how important is animal feed when it comes to the whole pig farming ecosystem?
Pigs, I think that's the number one factor that people have to take in consideration, because finding good quality materials plays a big role. Making your own feeds, I found out instead of buying feeds from elsewhere, it's best if I make my own feeds, and I do some research with my nutritionist to find out what really needs to be taken into consideration and making the feeds.
Okay.
And then from there, like you'll see a lot of changes in weight gaining, and obviously the pigs gain a lot of weight weekly.
Okay. Making your own feed.
Yeah, making your own feeds.
That's quite interesting. Is it especially for a first-time pig farmer? Is it something that you would advise people who are newly coming into pig farming to heavily consider, or go heavy on, because we have also feed players within the market, partner with some, then as you go, sort of develop your own? What do you advise?
So my advice to new farmers is to, I think everybody has a different path, like everybody will experience differently, but the advice that I had to people is to just do more research and the type of quality of foods you're buying. Don't just go out there and buy whatever from anybody, because it might disappoint you or benefit you. To me personally, I chose to do my own feeds because I know exactly the intake of protein and nutrients that are going into the feeds.
Okay. Yeah. What goes into making your own feed?
You can use maize jam. There's a lot. I don't want to give up my whole
definitely recipe.
Yeah, so that's it's something that I do personally that only my page require.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from that you realize that you're achieving better metrics for your product?
Yeah, I think I figured out the whole key to getting your pigs out in 5 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So by 5 months, the aim is 100 kgs.
100 to 120 kgs.
To 120.
Yeah.
I see that. For starters, when you experience the transition into the market, of course there was the price shock of which you were expecting a particular figure, and you realize the way you're running the business, it's a little bit tricky going by that figure per kg.
Yeah.
So you had to devise your own output. But what are the gaps that you've observed in the Kenyan market, even prior to establishing your own outlet, within the pig market, that is the pork market?
Okay, well, one of the gaps that I experienced or witnessed is people not really being truthful of what they do with your pigs once they go in the slaughterhouse, So as a farmer, most of the time you just take your pigs to the slaughterhouse and expect a call back. So not being there personally to witness exactly what's going on, what type of cutting they doing, are they taking the head off, are they giving you the dead weight prices or the live weight prices? So as a farmer, my advice is to make sure you're there personally and so you can get the profit that you already have in your mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite interesting, because it can be quite passive, especially if you're churning out products. You're like, okay, we have 100 in the market, let it be weighed, and it becomes very easier to compute and move on. But you say as a farmer, you have to be present till the last moment.
Yeah, you have to be hands-on, really have to be hands-on, because you never know, like, people have different intentions, and the amount of money you're investing in your farm, you should actually be there hands-on and physically there to see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the weighing system, when you're transitioning your pigs into the market, especially the off-takers, since it's off-taken based on weight, you say that farmers have to be very present. Just to sort of inform our audience, what kinds of weight are we looking at? Is there a dead weight? What are we looking at there?
So we're looking at dead weight, but some people will tell you they'll pay you in live weight, meaning when your pig is still alive, they'll weigh it, and however much they pay you per kg is what you're expecting. But once they take it to the butchery or whatever, to the slaughterhouse, they might do the dead weight instead of live weight. So that's what I'm saying. It's good to be there hands-on to really find out how much, which option are they paying you with, the live weight or the dead weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very, very important. We're going to take a short break right here at Farm Kenya, but when we come back, we'll delve deeper a little bit into the market and how value addition, also creating multiple sort of innovating around the market can help pig farmers to be better. But remember, today we are at Pig Farm in Kisarian, and they're doing an amazing job here to make sure that our pigs are grown to the maximum and quality that is expected. And it's being done also by a very young person who will be able to share with us how he manages to hack in an age where they say an average farmer is age 65 years. Stay tuned.
Unalima ardhi, mlango wa kulima, kuwa mshindi, kuwa na tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja kuimarisha Kenya.
Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow Body Lotion